I don't know about you, but I feel like I've been in such a rut that I've been circling and doing all these busy things, but haven't been truly reaching my goals. If that's you, then let me tell you what I'm gonna do over the next 12 weeks to change my life around and finally reach my goals. If you're interested, then keep on watching. Hi, I'm Dr. Jenny Lay. I help you live a happier and healthier lifestyle, focusing on lifestyle medicine. Over the last few years, after completing residency, I've noticed that I've had no structure to my life. So like in college, you have quarters like at UCSD or semesters where everything is planned out into these blocks. And you learn these subjects in these blocks, and you have a syllabus, and you have a midterm, and then you have a final. And then I went to med school and I learned everything in systems. So I learned about the cardiovascular system or the pulmonary system, the GI, rheumatology. Those things were condensed into, 6 weeks. And then I moved on into clinical rotations and then residency, where I cemented these clinical rotations into active learning. But there was always some sort of structure, and there was always some sort of goal that I was trying to obtain. And now that I've finished residency, I do feel like my mental health is at a significantly better place than it has been. But overall, I feel like I have not reached my full potential. I feel like there could have been so many things I could have done in 2 years that I didn't do. Like if I was in med school, I would have learned so much stuff. If I was still in school, I would have learned all these new subjects. And so I love that aspect of still learning and still growing and developing as a person. But as of right now, I feel like I'm just spinning in circles and not actually going anywhere. There's two different types of goals. There's the mental health goal and getting over my body dysmorphia. I feel like those goals, it's more of a journey and understanding how to embrace and love the journey, learning about self-compassion and love. I want to say this, you can't really have a deadline on those things. I can't just be tomorrow I'm gonna be over my body dysmorphia, as compared to say a financial goal. I want to be financially independent when I'm the age of 40. That you can have a timeline for. But as for your own mental health, I personally don't think that I'm at that point yet. So there's this law called the Parkinson's law, where it says that you will take up the full amount of time in which you are designated a deadline. So the sooner you put in your deadlines, the more likely you are to completing a goal. So currently I'm reading this book called The 12 Week Year, and the author tells us that we are able to accomplish so many things. It's just that the year is way too long and we kind of get lost in the way. So kind of like in college or in med school, when you have block systems, you want to set up your life in that way. So instead of saying I'm going to complete this in the year, I'm going to complete it in 12 weeks. And then every week you have a major key factor that needs to be completed in order to reach that 12-week goal. The second thing that's really important is that you need to be able to measure your progress. So there's a lot of my patients who've said that I've been in a calorie deficit forever and I've been on and off diets forever and nothing really works. It's hard to say if something works or not. If you are, one, not consistent long enough, and two, if you don't know if you've been effective. So this 12-week year book tells us that we should have daily tasks that helps us reach our weekly goal, in turn reaching our 12-week year goal. And over the week, we can see what percentage of the things did we actually accomplish. So if you're trying to cut, basically lose weight or get toned, then how many days did you track? How many days did you hit your calorie goal? How many days did you hit your protein goal? How many days did you hit your strength goals? If you find that you're not reaching your end result lag goal, look at the lead goals. Is it because you're not following through on some of these lead goals consistently enough in order to meet your lag goal? And so that's something that really clicked to me. Like, I always liked doing things and checking things off, but I never thought of it as like a percentage. Like, at what percent did I complete these goals for the week? Like, how often did I track my calories? And so I went back into my Fitness Pal and I thought that I was tracking a lot like over this past year, but I actually wasn't. Like, I was tracking for like a few days at a time and then I would fall off the wagon. In my mind, I was just kind of like overestimating how much I actually did. But I did end up seeing results. So you kind of like look back and forth, like what is kind of the effort that you need to put in to achieve these results, and then adjust along the way. And another reason why I feel like we are not accomplishing our goals is because our focus is on the wrong things. I read this book in residency, but Covey explains it really well, where he distributes our tasks into quadrants. Generally, we live in this first quadrant over here where we're trying to put out fires all the time, where we're trying to meet deadlines because things are urgent and it needs to be done right away and it's important. Kind of like finishing a project for this meeting. Quadrant number 2 is things that are not urgent but still really important. And this is our self-development, our exercise, meditation, developing relationships with our friends and our family, spirituality. So the goal is actually to live more in quadrant 2. And because those things will help you develop and grow towards your goal, while at the same time minimizing the things that will eventually show up as urgent, because you're putting systems in place in order to fix those problems before they actually become problems. Quadrant number 3, where you have to do things urgently but they're not as important, kind of like responding to emails and things like that. Covey says try to delegate those things. So that's what I'm going to start doing over the next 12 weeks. I think the hardest part for me is the actual planning part, and I've taken so many syllabus for granted and not understanding how hard it is to organize everything. And so Stan and I have developed an athleisure brand and we want to launch in the next 12 weeks. And so I'm going to write down all the different things that I need to have done, and then pick out the 12 key things that need to be done and then split it up into weeks. I think my brain, scatterbrain, like ADHD, is everywhere. And so I'm just like, okay, I need to start Instagram, I need social media, I need website, I need contact my friends, I need to do mentoring, I need to do licensing, I need to do paperwork, baking. So there's all these different things that I need to do. And I don't know like if there's a specific order for things that is the correct way or not, because Stan and I are doing this like from scratch all by ourselves. We're financing everything ourselves. It's happening. And so surprise! Over the next 2 weeks, Stan and I will be launching the brand. And so you'll hear more about it. You'll see more about it on the vlog, and ask me if you guys have any questions. And so that's all I had for this video. Let me know what your 12-week year goal is, and so we can build this community and support each other. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you have any questions, do let us know, and I'll see you again next time. Peace. Yes?
Our car!
Oh my gosh!
It's sour!
You ate it?
No.
You didn't eat any?
No.
Okay, maybe after dinner we're gonna go get some more berries.
No, after dinner, that's it. We can go on a walk. More! Don't film any videos yet.
Why?
More.
And then, because it was like,
Hello.
why